On many people's minds when it comes to food, what really happens when you eat processed foods and what even counts as processed food. A recent study followed 20 people who ate what's known as an ultra processed food diet for 2 weeks before trying a minimally processed food diet. And here to break it all down and what the study showed is our friend, registered dietitian Amy Reed.
Hi.
Good morning. What an interesting study.
Yeah.
So what did this find?
So basically it found that when the people were on the ultra processed foods diets for 2 weeks, they gained a little bit more weight. I think it came out to maybe close to a pound, and they ate about 500 more calories. They still don't really know necessarily why that happened. They did also find that the people, when they were on the ultra processed food diet, they ate faster. So could it be that maybe they were eating more calories because it was more concentrated sources of energy that they were having? They don't know. But this study was done in a hospital setting, so everything was controlled.
Yeah, so it's not real life.
So it's not real life, and it was only 20 people. So, but, you know, a lot of people maybe don't understand really what a processed food is. So.
Yeah, so you brought some great examples here to show. Let's go through them. I think this is probably the most.
So we have, like, let's say we start with milk.
Right.
So milk is going to be pasteurized just because in order to make it safe for selling. And then we can take that milk and turn it into cheese. And cheese is still a very good source of a lot of nutrients for us. It's still considered somewhat processed because you have to cook it down and because it doesn't come from the cow that way.
Right.
But then we also have our pasteurized processed cheese product. And when I was in school, one of my professors told me the more words in front of the word cheese, the less it's like cheese. So
that is a great way.
And you have it, it's shelf stable.
To describe it,
so you've gotten farther away from what the original product is.
So the original product in its whole form, and then we start to, most of the foods are going to be, because even the milk, like you said, is processed in some form because it's pasteurized, but the closer to the original form, the better for you, but still not bad. So we have
just the rolled oats here, which is pretty close to when you get it from the field. But then we also do things like we have, you know, quick oats and things like that, where we add flavorings and stuff like that to it so we can have quick breakfast. And then we now have the cream pie cookies made with oatmeal, which are very tasty, but very far away from what we originally got.
And probably very little oatmeal.
Yeah, and it's
actually in it. Where's the oats? So they're like 20 down there.
Yeah, and it's only got 1 gram of fiber and 1 gram of protein, so a lot of the nutrients from the actual oats has been lost.
So that's kind of what happens in the processing is you're losing, like if you start with
fresh fruit,
you're going to get the enzymes, you're going to get
the antioxidants, you're going to get the fiber, you're going to get the phytochemicals. Sometimes in drying fruits we've been doing since prehistoric times because we didn't have refrigeration to keep things. But nowadays we have fruit snacks, which are very far away from the original fruit and have very little fruit in them. Like we don't have the fiber, we don't have the antioxidants. And then we have the potato. You know, we dig these up from the ground and that's what they look like. And sometimes we do a frozen potato product which still retains some nutrients of the original potato, but then we've also made them into potato chips. And then we've also made them into like potato crisps and veggie crisps where we're using dried potatoes, so we're getting farther away and we're losing the nutrients that was originally in the fresh food.
Okay, so that's a way to look at it. So some of these foods are not necessarily bad for us, like fruit snacks, like the Annie's ones especially that are more natural. Those are okay.
They're still just full of sugar.
They're still, so we can get better nutrients out of the fresher products. But in our life, in our daily world now, we're always going to find processed.
And I think the thing is it's easy for us to say no processed foods, but a lot of times people have barriers to doing that, such as economics, or maybe there's a child with sensory food issues. When you have a processed food, it's going to be the same every time. So, or maybe people don't know how to cook. So it's easy to say don't eat processed foods, but we have to take down the barriers as to why people may be choosing processed foods more.
Great information. As always, you can always find more information as well at Amy Reed Nutrition.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks, Amy.